Hello YouTube and welcome to episodes 9 and 10 in the Symphogear Reaction series. Apologies again about the schedule, it's been really bad lately and I'm very happy to be doing 2 episodes this week. I kind of want to keep that pace. There's been some talk about 3 episodes next week. I'll try. It might be like delaying the video, but again, I think giving kind of the show or the reaction series a bit of momentum at this point would be good. I've kind of been spinning the wheels a little bit, which is never fun. Either way, as always, I'm going to go through the comments from last week. I've kind of written a little summary here of just the general points of what was going on in the comments, because a lot of them were very similar, and I'll get to why shortly. And by shortly, I mean right now. There was the OVA debacle. What's the OVAs? When do I watch the OVAs? Blah, 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 blah. Here's what I'm going to do. So, after consultation by Bonnie2132, Shinsasu, Vitaly Kuzmin, CKOD, Ron's Happy Gaming Family, Ray Shadow, and a bunch of other people on Discord, I'm going to watch the OVAs after the season where they air. It's just easier, and apparently they tell you where they are in the timeline anyway, or at least it should be pretty obvious. It's been described to me as not really cut content per se. They're not story relevant, they're more character relevant. You know what I mean? So I'm not missing something by not having that piece of context. It's more just a little nice additive piece rather than something wholly important to the narrative that they're telling. Again, I could be wrong with that, but that's what I'm going to do. I would imagine that the OVAs also aired kind of chronologically after the season. So I'd be getting the same experience as somebody that was watching it as it came out. Moving on from that, we had the next comment from Bonnie2132, who said that they loved this point in the story, mixing up character dynamics and finding support from different characters in the story. See, normally you would, Hibiki's with Miku, or kind of with Miku, kind of with Tsubasa, and then Chris kind of didn't have anybody, so Miku's like, hey Chris, and then Tsubasa's like, hey Hibiki, and then they kind of solved their problems. It was nice. I agree with that comment. Bonnie2132 also says that there's better, bigger transformation sequences coming up, and watch out for spoilers on YouTube. So I'm definitely not clicking any Crunchyroll videos or anything like that. Don't want to even give him the idea that I like Symphogear. We got to keep it on the hush hush. Bamps had some interesting comments regarding kind of Hibiki and Tsubasa's discussion about songs of hope versus songs of destruction and how that can kind of fit into Chris's narrative at the moment, where she really hates singing because reasons. And yeah, I tend to agree with this comment. I like that the two conversations are kind of tangentially related. It isn't super obvious, but if you think about it thematically, you can find some connections. I think that's rewarding, especially on repeat viewings. Bamps, Vitaly Kuzmin, and Ron's Happy Gaming Family said that the picture that Hibiki and Miku take at the start of, or not the start, but the end of episode 8 is also the picture at the very start of the show, on the grave. I keep forgetting that the grave's a thing. I keep forgetting that Hibiki is dead, unless there's some shenanigans going on. It's probably something that I should pay more attention to, considering it's a huge, ending point for the content we have going on, if that makes any sense, right? We have to assume that at some point Hibiki's going to end up dead. And it doesn't seem like a glorious death either. It's, just a one-off grave, somewhere random, the city's seemingly being destroyed, and Hibiki's dead. Weird. Bamps and Seraph Armoros had the similar comment that the noise changed color due to the presence of a Symphogear. It's kind of something that Ryoko explained during her little monologue, and it was also explained early in the show as well. They kind of set off this field, and that allows the kind of noise to be affected by physical things. Very important piece of kind of the little combat system in the world, if that makes any sense. Ron's Happy Gaming Family also clarified that there's a difference between complete relics and Symphogears again, in that the necklace that a lot of the Symphogears will carry is a small fragment of a relic, and that's why they do the necklaces. So that's a little bit of extra context there. I just wanted to read this whole comment by Seraph Armoros, or at least this segment of, just because I think it's like a really interesting look at what Chris is thinking and how we can interpret that going forward, and it's something that I probably missed. Regarding Chris's blaming herself for everything, remember, Chris is the one who activated Solomon's cane, so she's kind of responsible for all the noise attacks around the world against civilians. Though it's likely she didn't know Fine had been using the cane for that, she didn't even recognize the noise siren. That's pretty much the opposite of her ideals and goals, so yeah, I feel like that's why she's pretty hard on herself. And yeah, this is something that I missed. So it's kind of been established that noise come from these complete relics, such as Solomon's Cane. I didn't realize that she had such a part in this, and then this is kind of the revelatory moment. Hey, look at this human destruction around me. I'm at fault for a lot of this. I think Ron's Happy Gaming Family also said something to the effect of Chris will always blame herself for stuff, which is kind of her character at this point. Chris is definitely a favorite going forward, and we're going to see how she evolves in the series going forward. That's it for the comments, and I've written a little recap here of episode 8 just to keep us up to speed going into 9 and 10. The episode starts on a rainy night where Hibiki and Miku are still not on speaking terms as Miku gets up and gets ready to school quite early, kind of before Hibiki they even have a chance to have like an awkward contact, which is kind of worse. When on her way to school, she runs into an injured Chris, still fighting off the noise and near exhaustion. We flash to Hibiki, who hears about this noise attack from the morning and trying to focus on work, keeping her mind off Miku and that kind of stuff. There's also kind of a scene in which the three friend characters kind of talk to Hibiki a little bit. Miku has taken Chris to the Okonomiyaki lady's house, or the lady from Flower, where she is attempting to nurse her back to health. Some naked hijinks ensue, but they start to open up to each other about their respective fights. Similarly, Hibiki is opening up to Tsubasa about being herself versus being stronger, as well as a discussion around songs of destruction and songs of hope and how that relates to various superb songs and how we've seen them used throughout the series so far. Miku offers friendship to Chris as a thanks for allowing her to open up and gives some advice to Chris, and Chris is still refusing and really feeling guilty about the whole thing. Then the noise start to attack, and all the characters are kind of thrust into action. Chris starts to blame herself for the noise attacks and starts to break down a little bit before picking herself back up and getting some unexpected assistance from one Giga Chad Genjiro. Hibiki finds Miku and the lady from Flower in the kind of abandoned building off to the side that are being pursued by a particular noise. The conceit of the scene is that Hibiki is unable to transform because she's unable to sing because the kind of noise is really what's the word? Noise aware. I don't really know how to describe it. You can't sing, is the point. Miku then formulates a plan, needing Hibiki's trust to kind of help in the execution of said plan. Miku's plan is essentially to lure the noise away, allowing Hibiki to save the lady from Flower, and then after that, Hibiki will then save Miku. This is pretty much exactly what happens, but in a particular point of distress, Miku thinks of, hey, I got to get out of this because I got to see the shooting stars with Hibiki at some point. The two girls fall to the ground after kind of dispatching that one noise, and they make up, and it's really nice. There's crying and hugging and all sorts of stuff. Then they take a new photo in the process, kind of replacing the old photo that we saw at the start of the episode. Miku also checks on Chris, who is still on the run, but hopefully with a new perspective on things. Kind of talks to Genjiro. Hey, do you know if Chris made it out? Yeah, Chris made it out. That's cool. And the episode ends with the two falling soundly asleep together on a peaceful night as opposed to the rainy night at the start of the episode. Just some general predictions going forward. The story's very open at this point. I think we're still kind of following Chris. We need to focus back on Ryoko and what she's going to do. I guess Tsubasa's still nursing herself back to health. There might be some revelations there. We might get another Kanade little flashback kind of internal monologue thing. But other than that, I don't really know, and that's really exciting as well. So looking forward to watching the episodes today. Just before I jump in, just some chill stuff. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I can do to improve my presentation, comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you'd like me to follow you back. And the Discord, join the Discord, love the Discord, Discord. Rightio, time to jump into episode 9 of Symphogear right now. Rightio, got the episode up here ready to go. Let me pop that up on screen. 23 minutes and 42 seconds on this episode, so sync up accordingly. If you're using the picture-in-picture version, should be in the description below. And yeah, I just see no reason to stand on ceremony, so we're just going to jump right in. Radio? 3, 2, 1, go. Helicopter? Okay. Oh, Tsubasa? Okay. Oh, flashback. Okay. I was thinking it might be. Do you like mechanical stuff? Do you like auto repair? Is that your purpose or whatever? Yeah, go sing to each other. It'll be epic. What do you mean? You do sing for other people. That's the whole conceit of the show. Maybe humming's different. Where are you? Oh, having a scan. Okay. Good. Is that telling us that she's back to normal? She's back to full strength? Yeah, great. Awesome. Excellent. Okay, bit of a Subasa episode, maybe? Not going to say no. Yeah, this song's good. It's growing on me. Yep, good old shooting stars. There's something that I used to love to do that I can't remember now. I don't know. We're going to have to see. She did like a sick axe kick back there too. That was pretty good. Bit more fighting going on maybe this episode. Bit more generic noise fight maybe. I don't know. I really don't know where we're going. But I guess we're gonna see. The Sentinel song. Okay. Oh, Miku's here. Yeah, who'd have thought? What do you mean by help out? Best friend, huh? Painful by nature. Hibiki's not gonna like that. Yep. Guess we're gonna have to think about it. Bit of both, I think. External collaborator. Okay. I won't worry. Genjiro. Where are you? Say emergency meeting or something. Yeah, she's into it a little bit too much. Yeah, don't trust this awful, awful woman. Especially you. Don't go to any like abandoned rooms with Ryoko. Please, no. This music too. Was. Why don't you want to talk about it? Yeah, stuff you, Ogawa. What was she going to say? Oh, that sound effect. It's tough dragging secrets out of that one, huh? Okay. A little bit of internal monologue. Hmm. Again, that same question, huh? All right, so at least, okay. Hmm. Intriguing. Okay, I've got a lot to say about that. Tatsuya. Well, apparently you're right back to health, so you should be okay. No, no, no! Don't say that word near Miku. Oh no, it's starting again. Oh, who is Tatsuya? Oh, is Tatsuya like fast food or something? Are you going to see Yukine Chris? You're okay. What that fist? It's okay. Just chill, chill. He's a good guy, I believe. Yes, I could use it. See, it's not poison. Oh, violinist. Oh, sonnet. Okay. Yeah, okay. About what we thought. It's like straight milk. What makes somebody attuned? Is it just random? Okay. She doesn't like adults. Exactly. See ya. See ya. You gonna give us a little song? Not just using it to get away. Add into the rain, though, huh? Ooh. Anger at yourself. Oh, they're going on a date. A consensual three-person date. Yeah, Miku's a freak. The fit's insane. Oh, the hat, too. Very chic. This music too. Fun. Okay, this is good. Did they go to see Happy Love? No way. He couldn't die like that. Yeah, okay. Why were they sneaking? What was that? Oh, and a claw machine? Why'd she screech like that? No, 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 no. Chill, 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 chill. It's really okay. Don't talk to me about your armed gear. Karaoke Town? Oh, yeah, this makes sense. Okay, this is very fun. Of course they're doing karaoke. Bit more of a traditional piece? Great. You can tell the VAs are having fun. Yeah, is she? She's feeling it. That's what we want. Oh, yeah, Sentinel. Sentinel's song. A whole new world? I took you to my special spot. That was a really pretty background back then. Well, that's nice, isn't it? I made them. Not sure that's how festivals work, but sure. Yeah, that'll surely bring up some weird memories, right? Imagine how Miku felt after she saw it on the news that like the place had been attacked. That would have been crazy. Well, oh yeah, two birds, of course, wings. Duh. I was gonna go. What were those two birds? Oh, it's that same room from episode 1. Who the hell is Tony Glazer? Oh, okay. Interesting. Hmm. We don't trust you. I don't know why. Maybe it's because you're bald. We don't trust Tony Glazer, whatever his name is. Why are you always late to everything? Just leave earlier. Oh, called into battle? Oh, so she can do her show? Nice. Oh, great. Yes, awesome. Good point. Oh, do we get a little show? Great. Oh, that shot. Are we gonna cut between the two? That's one of my favorite tropes, yes. Oh, the three. Hey yo. Get him, Chris. Platonic. Yep. Let's fight as a team. Hibiki's insane. Hey, look, saving each other. She said Subasa and Kanade. Also, I really like the dance. The animation's cool. Tony Glazer loves it. This is really well done. I'm liking this sequence. Super Punch? Yeah, they murdered that jumping castle. There we go. All's well that ends well. What a nice episode with no bad things happening. Yet. Who generated that noise though? Oh, the crowd. A little bit of CG in there. Like that crowd shot looks really good though. Yeah. Instead of singing for destruction. Yeah, woo! I don't think the fans would really care about this business side of it, but sure. You're not just a sword. I love singing. Not that I need to sing. I love singing. Oh, the cheering made it sound like she was actually there, which would have been like a, oh my god, what a twist. There you go. She loves singing. Who doesn't? I don't trust Tony Glazer, like at all. Is she? Because she helped you. That's how that's how relationships work between human beings. And then we hide the moon. Interesting. Okay. I could see why I needed to do 9 and 10 together. Because, yeah, that's a very focused episode on Tsubasa, which is nice. I think we really needed it. It's one of the things that I predicted from the very start. And yeah, she's back in love with singing. Hibiki and Chris, by extension, helped her put on kind of her show without interruption. If that makes any sense. Because if it was interrupted again, much like it was in the past, then all those same feelings would come flooding back, and she would need to be a sword, and blah 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 blah. It's about priorities and letting Tsubasa actually do what she wants as opposed to what she needs to be. Chris is still being stubborn, so we had Genjiro olive branching out with some food. Didn't work. We had Hibiki and Chris still fighting it out, juking it out. Still didn't work. Tough cookie to crack, that Chris, for sure. But we'll see where we go from here. Again, Ryoko, suspect. Also, Fine's been gone for a while, so I'm expecting her to come back in a big way when she does. Rightio, let's jump into a little bit of analysis on episode 9. So I guess in the business we would call that episode a little bit of a palate cleanser. So we had the really intense stuff with Hibiki and Miku kind of in episodes 7 and 8. Kind of this lie revealed story going on, but eventual reconciliation. Pretty intense stuff, really testing the strongest relationship established in the show so far. So then, it's a little bit of a breezier episode. Really nice conclusion. Nothing really bad happening. Nothing really even brewing in the background. It's just nice. As a fan of slice of life, worked for me. I couldn't stop smiling most of the episode. So yeah, it was a good episode for sure. Bit of a different one from what I was expecting, but yeah, still nice. Episode up there. And yeah, I'm just going to go through it and see what I have to say. This one might be a little bit quicker, as I said, a bit breezier, but that's all well and good. There's still some choice lines in it, especially I'm going to go through this scene at the start. I think it's very relevant now that we've seen the very end of the episode. Again, it's the same thing in episode 8, and it's something that I'd love to see in a lot more anime, is treating an episode like a entity unto itself, right? Creating satisfying storytelling within one episode. I noted in episode 8, started in the bedroom, ended in the bedroom, started with a photo, ended with a photo. Like, just really creates this circular feeling. In this episode, we had starts with kind of this Kanade Tsubasa flashback, where, Kanade's talking about singing and the joy of singing and singing for other people. And then towards the end of the episode, we get Tsubasa singing to a lot of people and proclaiming her love for singing to a lot of people. Again, doesn't need a lot, but it's all there. It's nice, right? I feel satisfied from setting up and completing something within the one episode. If this was airing weekly, I could now walk away fairly happy with what I saw today. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of shows should do more of that. It would help the weekly format really pop for a lot more shows, I believe. Again, that's just a little pet peeve, and yeah, just gonna go through the episode now and see what I thought about the rest of it. As I was just talking about, this is the first scene of the episode. Tsubasa's working on her bike, kind of humming along to herself, and Kanade catches her. That's the first time I've heard you sing outside of work. And then, of course, we get very different Tsubasa to the one we know now, one that's a little more, kohai instead of senpai. She's done a lot of growing up since the kind of incident happened. And the blush helps too. Yeah, and here's the very important line. Kanade's like, "Why don't you hum for me someday? Humming isn't something you do for others. You don't sing for others, you sing for yourself. You don't sing for hope, you sing for destruction." We're talking a little bit to that for sure. I think that's one of the most interesting aspects of the show, right? Is that on one hand, we can do the central kind of thing for the betterment of everybody else, for entertainment, for pleasure. And then on the other side of it, we use that exact same thing for war and for destruction and for conflict and all these other things, right? But it's a balance between these two that's needed for everything to go correctly. Because we can't just not fight. We can't do what Chris is thinking, right? We can't just eliminate all conflict. That's just not how humanity works. Again, songs is a view to the heart, songs is a view to the wider human experience. Very interesting stuff. I'm liking the overall theming. I think it's quite poignant while staying pretty fun as well. I think it's very cool. And of course, we get Kanade walking into big light sphere place. Does that make any sense? Like she's walking off to heaven. This is another like vision, right? This is the end of my memory. So she's walking off into the white. And this makes sense because, of course, yeah, Tsubasa is having some sort of scan, some sort of MRI, I'm guessing, some sort of medical. She passes the medical, and while she's doing this, she thinks back to this. That's kind of the conceit of the scene. Then, after the opening, we jump into the episode proper. Episode 9, The Sentinel's Song. The Sentinel, of course, being Tsubasa, and the Sentinel song playing out at the end of the episode. And this was surprising to me. We're jumping Miku straight into the fold, really. She's kind of an external third-party investigator, helper, general person. So yeah, she's going to know about the secret. She's going to help with stuff. I don't think that she's going to be overly useful immediately, and that may feed into a bit of a conflict going forward. But for now, we're all very happy, and happy is good. I like how kind of Tsubasa and Miku immediately bond over their mutual annoyance of Hibiki. And then Hibiki's like, there's some good VA work by Hibiki there. Really plays up the whole like spoiled child side of it, like really disappointed in what they have to say. Thought it was pretty good. This is the first mention of this as well. Did you change yourself or did someone change you? This comes up again with Ryoko, and I'll talk about it more there. During that conversation, they're like, "Hey, where's Commander Genjiro? Emergency deployment to Tatsuya. Urgent return of overdue video." Okay, alright, interesting. So I'm guessing Tatsuya's a video rental store and maybe there's some takeaway nearby, and yeah, okay. So it's very, very not serious, or very, I don't know, it is serious, but he's kind of showing off that it isn't, right? Oh yeah, he's really into his movies. Okay, that makes sense. Then Ryoko enters the scene, says, "Hey, are we doing girls talk here?" And then she starts, and it's nice to see these two back on the same page. They're really into whatever story Ryoko's going to tell, and don't listen to this awful sus woman, but sure. Especially the amount of photos that she has of you, Hibiki, that you don't know about. However, this story is stopped short, and we're going to talk about why. Back in the day, the reason I started researching the relics was ... We don't get an answer. She kind of stops herself, right? Why am I opening up to these people? Yeah. Oh, but there's just too much going on to stop here and chat. I can't actually extrapolate. In the end, it comes down to the purity of your heart. Also, Tsubasa's looking a little bit strange here, but sure. We didn't even get the story out of her. It's tough dragging secrets out of that one. It most certainly is. And then this is very interesting. We want to focus anytime it is Ryoko internal dialogue, because obviously an internal dialogue isn't going to lie unless there's some weird mind control situation going on. But again, we're going to address that if we get to it. So this is the truth. We have to assume that this is the truth, right? That wasn't like me at all. Did I change myself, or did someone change me? The same line as before. And now, before we fade out of this scene, I wanted to talk about something. So, I had been thinking that Ryoko was going to be a straight up villain, right? I thought that she wasn't going to have any sympathetic level to it at all. But this reveals that there's some kind of change of heart at play, right? Again, we don't know what her plan is. It could be good, right? I don't think it's good, but it could be. Either way, she has ulterior motives. And these motives are being challenged by the relationships that she's built with the different characters in the show over years, right? Years of camaraderie. So I'm wondering when this change of heart is going to manifest, if it's going to manifest. The other thing I wanted to talk about is all of the relationships in the show so far have been homosexual in nature. So I don't know if she's talking about a man or not, but that'd be a change of pace. I don't know. It'd be definitely different for what the show's been going for so far. Then we flash into this scene, Tatsuya. So he's gone. He's gotten his movie or returned his movie and gotten a new movie. He's got some food as well. And he's on his way to see a particular person, probably denoted by the kind of thing trying to dry in that one window. I'm guessing that this is an abandoned building, so it's a pretty telltale sign that someone's up there. Then we flash back to the three girls, and Ogawa's there too, but whatever. Subasa's like, oh yeah, I'm not really that busy yet, and then Hibiki kind of suggests the date idea. I'm surprised we didn't jump straight back into Miku being jealous, but anyway. It's one of them good old fashioned 3-person dates, you know the ones. So we see Chris probably still bruised and disheveled as she was previous episode, so not in a good way. Eating what she can, probably wherever she can. I don't even know if she has money. Does she have money? And kind of just sitting alone in this very dark grey room, blanket around her. She springs into action upon hearing somebody enter the room. However, that one person is Genjiro. And I like his steps here. So he doesn't, he doesn't make himself big. He sits down in a very neutral position. He hands the food. He takes a bite of it to show it isn't poison. Then hands it over. Drinks the milk. Then hands it to her. Trying to establish a level of trust. I'm not here to hurt you. I came alone. This isn't poison. You can trust me. Even though I'm an adult, even though I've been told to you to be the enemy, you can trust me. Good job, Dad. You did well. Genshiro used to work in the Secret Service, and that's how he's able to track down Chris. And Chris immediately snatches said food and eats it very quickly, obviously very hungry. This is the interesting stuff, and it's basically the backstory that I thought that she had. There's a little difference here that I'll talk about. I didn't realize that, okay, she was in country doing, refugee work, and then her parents died, and then all that stuff happened, and then she came back to Japan, and then she got kidnapped or stolen or whatever happened, right? I didn't realize there was two different instances of being found and lost again. Now, I'm not quite sure I understand how these names work either. So it's Yukine Masanori and then Sonnet M. Yukune. I'm not sure how that tracks. Is the singer a stage name, maybe? So, as we thought, parents killed in civil war. Only daughter goes missing. Yukine Chris. Some kind of international intervention saved and kind of cut down the civil war and saved the girl. That girl was saved from the claws of a local gang. I'm guessing that's who we see in the flashbacks. That's why she thinks adults are trash. Again, it also speaks to, right, like, my parents were killed and I was stolen because of a civil war. That way, all conflict goes, no civil war, nobody has to be stolen like that again. Tracks. At the time, we had been looking for attuned all over the world of professional music. Is there a particular, can you be more attuned or more likely to be attuned because you have musical roots or something to that effect? No clue. Probably not. That doesn't sound like something the show would go for. Yeah, so they found the girl. That girl vanished the moment she arrived in Japan, much to kind of Genjiro's disgust, because he was going to not adopt her, but you know what I mean, be her guardian and look over her because she's potential attuned. They tried to investigate, but the investigators got killed or went missing, and the case was closed. I'm guessing that Fine had something to do with this at this point. And then Genjiro just comes in and says it. I'm an adult, I want to help you. It's an adult's duty to finish what he starts. But, that word adult, right? Chris isn't going to like that. And none of you adults helped me before, and then she just jumps out the window. Initially, this was confusing. I'm like, is she going to be okay? But of course, she transforms and runs away. It's weird, right? Some of the faces in this show are, like, not great. And that's fine. You take it where you can get it, right? But some of them are really good. So there's a good face by Chris here I'll find. Like this one right here. What am I doing? Like, why did I do that? Like, deep down, she knows that he's legit, right? That he's not coming at her with any malice, right? So why did I still respond that way? What am I doing? It's the same at the end of the episode. Again, still lots of deep internal conflict there for Chris to work her way through. I'm guessing when we see Fine again, it might play out differently. Yeah, it was confusion, like earlier, kind of deep in thought, and then into anger again. Who are you mad at? Are you mad at yourself? Or are you mad at the situation? Up to interpretation for sure. And then we jump into happy, good time date fun, which is great. Awesome. More slice of lifey stuff, please. I enjoy this. We're letting the characters breathe. They don't need to constantly be pushing the story forward. Sometimes they just hang out. And hanging out's fun. We learn a little bit about the characters here. So Tsubasa, shows up early or on time in this case. Dresses up well for the date. Treats it very seriously. Fits with her character. The other two girls obviously running late, probably Hibiki's fault because she's late to everything. It's actually kind of a cool outfit. I really like the blazer or the kind of overshirt there. And the hat is very of its time for sure. Hibiki kind of says under her breath, like, oh, it looks like she was really looking forward to it. I just want to get back the time we lost because of a certain someone being late. And then the blush. Yeah, just good stuff. Good stuff all round. Enjoyable. Then we go and do various things. We go to the mall, do a bit of shopping. We go and see Happy Love, which seems like one of the more generic kind of sob story movies that I've seen in a while. Go get ice cream, more shopping. I think there's a claw game at some point. I don't know what this is that they're seemingly hiding. Maybe oh yeah, Subasa's like an international pop star. I keep forgetting. So maybe they're after her. This will make sense with kind of the hat down. Hibiki super determined to get something out of the claw machine. Not going to work. That thing is designed to take your money. God, she lets out an almighty screech. Like it's like literally like a ree, Like calm down. It's just a claw machine. Look at Subasa's face. That's funny. And then that leads into karaoke, where Tsubasa plays a very, I guess, traditional song, and that's the joke, right? Like, it's not something that a pop star would sing. But she still kind of kills it, and they love it, so if it works, it works. Tsubasa's kind of tired by the end of the day in kind of comparison to the other two girls, because, again, Tsubasa doesn't do this kind of thing that often, so of course it would tire her out. If they were doing training all day, I'm guessing that she wouldn't. She's used to that, she's not used to this. Here's the line pertaining to the title of the episode, but I am a sentinel watching over the field of battle. But why am I tired by this? I guess that's what they're getting at. And here it is. It's a good old-fashioned trope, but yeah, we're going to take you to the kind of special place that we have, and we're going to show you a kind of view of the city. I feel like I saw a whole new world I'd never known. And then she talks about what Kanade was talking about during all of her speeches in her own mind. And then, yeah, this vista here is actually quite beautiful. The colors are great. I love the greens on the side into the kind of deeper yellows and reds of the sunset. Pretty high fidelity. I like the placement of the characters in the shot. I could see this like being a banner image or something. Everywhere we've been, everywhere we haven't, including the park where we started today, that's the world you know. It's because you fought to protect this world that we all can live in it. And I guess this is the connection, right? That's a reason to fight, to protect what we had today. Today was really fun. We want to protect the things we did today so we can do them again. It's pretty simple, but yeah, I guess it works. Is this the something that's waiting for us beyond all the fighting? That's the reason why we fight? For what's beyond it? Maybe. I guess it's a difference between fighting for that because you're told to fight for that and fighting for that because you've been shown how fun it is. And then yeah, immediately jump into next scene. Hey, I'm gonna start singing again. I'm gonna make my return at this festival. And you get a ticket, so have fun. It's also at the same venue. The last time you were at this venue, you almost died and got superpowers, essentially. So yeah, there's a lot of baggage around this concert now that I'm thinking about it. And then Kanade's voice at the end. Again, makes a lot of sense. The important line, let's overcome the past together. But instead, Hibiki's the one that now fights for, the what's beyond the fighting, They're switching roles a little bit. One, it demonstrates Hibiki's increased kind of fighting abilities, I guess we would call it, as well as Tsubasa's emotional development. And we're cutting back between it all, and Chris is also there. Just, yeah, fairly clever, well done, solid storytelling. Very nice. Whilst at kind of the concert hall, we're still setting up this character, what's his name? Tony Glazer, who I guess is going to push her into English-speaking markets. That's kind of his thing. I don't really know what the point of all this is, unless we're going a little bit more international in the coming seasons. Spreading my song with the entire world as opposed to just the nation of Japan. Yeah, I guess it's another vote of confidence in her singing career. He's also bald, so I don't trust him. And here we see it start to play out. Hibiki gets the call, hey, there's noise kind of signals. We need to kind of stop everything and go deal with it. And she says, let me handle it alone. I can handle it. Let Tsubasa have this night. Again, talking to the similarities and differences between singing and battle. As it pertains to songs, I want to let Tsubasa fight her own battle tonight. And it's important that she's able to sing the show to the end at that arena without interruption. And Hibiki's going to shoulder that entire burden. Nice. Good stuff from Hibiki, real hero type stuff. I'll have a quick read through the lyrics to see if they're particularly poignant to anything that's going on. I noticed one particular line where they used both the words Kanade and Tsubasa. I'm guessing they're kind of second meanings within the Japanese language. And yeah, we're just going to cut back and forth between the fight and this song. This is a great little shot here, kind of that 3D movement. A lot of the animation during this kind of singing sequence is quite good. The fight is a little but, at least the song's really good. So we're keeping the kind of diegetic sound from one scene and applying it to another. Great stuff. I don't know why, but the kind of example that comes to the front of mind is one in Lord of the Rings, where there is a character singing a song while a different fight is going on. Yeah, kind of reminded me of that in a weird way. I think it's one of my favorite little tropes there. Oh yeah, and Chris is here too. Kind of important, I guess. It's kind of funny here, first line. It feels like deja vu. Well, of course it feels like deja vu. We've literally seen a concert in this hall before and didn't go well. I don't quite know how they did this scene too. Is it kind of the creation of a 3D space and then you're 2D animating within it? And there's also CG characters kind of acting as the crowd. Either way, it looks really nice, especially considering the production style of the rest of the show is decent at best. So yeah, nice surprise for sure. This is a really good looking sequence. Yeah, this kind of stuff, right? Here we see Hibiki jumping in the way of Chris's kind of danger, I guess you would call it. There's something heading towards Chris and Hibiki stops it, like she has done before. Another line here, I embrace my sins. I'm not held down by the past, I'm moving forward. The symphony starting here begins a legend. This is a new beginning. We're not dwelling on the past. From now on, I'm a new person. And this dancing's like really good. So, and then the big dramatic zoom. Yeah, great sequence. Loved it. So yeah, on one half, with Chris's assistance, Hibiki completes the battle. Light shines through again. And on this side of it, we have, Tsubasa put on a nice performance without Kanade, without any baggage, moving forward. Good. And then, yeah, she kind of speaks about, hey, I've been considering this business move and now I'm going to pursue it. I'm really feeling up to singing again. I guess to the public at large, she's just kind of been on hiatus / in kind of hospital. Sick. Can't sing. And yeah, this really reestablished her love for singing. Oh yeah, Miku's just like in the crowd too. Hey Miku. I guess she got a ticket too. I'm hoping that that Hibiki told Miku that she wasn't showing up. Otherwise, it got kind of a reverse situation from the first episode. She kind of asks this open rhetorical question. Please allow me to keep pursuing this dream of singing. I love singing so much. Allow me to keep doing it. Then disembodied voice. Of course they'll allow you. And yeah, it's Kanade. Kanade within her own mind, or she's a ghost, or... Anyway, it's sweet. And a nice little bow on the episode. Really nice stuff. Yeah, and this is when, Tsubasa opens her eyes and sees the real joy of everything that's going on. Great moment. She has been suffering a long time. It is nice to see her not suffering. And then, yeah, Mr. Glaze is going to be like, hey, we got some work to do. We're going to employ her and do all this other stuff. Yeah. So that's another thing we have to follow going forward. Again, I don't really know where it's going. And then, yep, this is kind of the final scene of the episode, I believe. Chris cursed that she helped Hibiki and Hibiki helped her again, right? Damn it, Fine. What's the damn it, Fine there? Is it damn it, I miss Fine? Or is it damn it, why did you do this to me, Fine? Yeah, I mean, I'd like some good things to happen to Chris. That'd be nice. She's been in a bad way for most of the episodes now. And yeah, that's the end of the episode. So moving forward, what are our immediate plot threads? Again, not many. That's what I'm talking about, how the episode is pretty conclusive. We don't really have anything to move on to. I guess there's still the stuff with integrating Miku into what they're doing. I guess there's some Ryoko stuff that we're still broadly following. I think it's time for Fine to show up again at some point. Chris is still in a lot of turmoil, but that's been kind of perpetual since the show started. Yeah, really don't know where we're going, but yeah, gonna jump into episode 10 right now. Radio, got episode 10 up here ready to go. Yeah, all the same stuff as before. Let me pop it up on screen. 23 minutes and 41 seconds. And yeah, we're just going to jump right in. Radio, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Yes, back to the murder castle. Oh. Are they going to try and take Fine out? Oh. Ryoko's in the murder castle. Is she not supposed to be in the murder castle? Ryoko's dead? What the hell is going on? What is going on? Just shoot her in the head. That's similar to what was Is there a complete relic there? It was similar to the Nehushtan stuff. Yeah. Okay, Ryoko. Ryoko's dead. What is happening? Oh shit, I've been full screen this whole time. I'll fix that in post. That's funny, because I wanted to check. Right, if I go here. Yeah, episode 10. Okay, alright. A lot of fixes and posts needed, but sure. That's funny. Okay, let me try and break it down. So Ryoko is in the secret like murder castle, like evil castle, to get data. She's trying to steal some data. But then there's also the US militaries there as well. Unless we're going back to our Fine is Ryoko is associated type theory, which I thought was disproven. I'm sure all will be revealed, but I am confused. Okay. What are you guys thinking about? Just like singing. Makes me feel safe. What if something threatened this feeling? Everyone here's on my side. Okay, we're back. Yes, hello, Chris. Please shed some light on the situation. I agree. What could have happened here? Hello, Genjiro. We know. Yeah, we trust you. Ryoko. I love you, sayonara. Oh, and that set off a bomb. Nose is a bit itchy. Well, I guess all these people died. Except for the oh, okay, they didn't. Anyway, Genjiro's a Giga Chad. Look at this guy. Unhand me. Guess you need it. Again, this whole adult thing. You keep pushing it. We're well aware. Oh, yeah. I forgot that side of it, I guess. Weird. I need to talk a lot about this. It's very interesting. Well, you're gonna you're gonna fight the people that want to fight. No, you can't. It's a stupid way to think. Yeah. Okay. We could take it that way for sure. Yes. Where's Ryoko? I'm sure this is very touching. Okay, Dad. Thanks, Dad. Where's Ryoko? Up in the top of the building? Somewhere? No? I want to know what's going on. I mean, yeah, that's always been true. Yes. We just talked about this. Exactly. Yeah. Well, walkie talkie. Ooh. Yeah, she did. It's her armor or whatever. Kadingir. Oh, look at this. This is like Metal Gear. You sure? Like when she protected me. Nah, she definitely did do that. Yes, Ryoko definitely does. Yeah. Overslept, huh? Sus. I found the imposter. Yeah, it's like attaining godhood above humanity, right? Yeah, I've got to heal my gunshot wound. The way I thought I thought it was the armor. Maybe I'm wrong. Kind of the armor that Fine was wearing. There's noise. We must fight. Oh my god, they are huge. Oh, bro, look at this Top Gun shit. Hell yeah. You can probably see them in the sky, Hibiki. Just look around, bro. Is that a real job? Hmm. True. What kind of strong? Man, I hope nothing bad happens to either of these characters, like one of them dying. It's always with the shooting stars, for sure. Okay, bye. Yeah, she's sick. Are they all kind of converging? Maybe? Oh. I mean, I was going to make some reference to big US historical event, but maybe they're doing it for me. Maybe? Okay. It sounds like a trap to me. So Fine's definitely up there, right? That's the whole. That's what we're getting at. Yeah, hop in this helicopter. It'll be awesome. Dude, it's Superman. Yeah, righty. Okay. Just a little something to keep you all distracted. Hopefully everybody's run away. It's a really dynamic sequence. I hope they do a lot of stuff like with gravity. But like we can't fly, right? I don't think we can. Sick. Yeah, she's stunning her song. It's sick. Okay, cool. Okay, one plane down. How? Oh, that's actually really awesome too. How is Hibiki going to get back up now that she's gone through it? Can she fly? Okay, no, she just fell to the ground. Nope. Not if the. Oh my god, that helicopter pilot's dead. Yes, we must stay focused. Oh, it's Chris. Yes! Let's go! Oh my god, power stance. I didn't do this for you. I don't want to help. Perfect. Ichival. Oh, and then the transition to her song? Fun. That's fun. Smiling a little bit more. You're getting in my way. But you don't have to be. Don't. Why? You're capping. Oh, it's the school song, right? Am I crazy? You should come to school. It'll be fun. Yeah, you can. Bridging the gap. Hold hands. You know you want to. Do it. Illegal hand holding. Anyway, there's still a big battle going on. What is going on with Ryoko? I'm sorry. We have other things to focus on. No, don't do that. Yeah, good. Okay. Yeah, you gotta defend me. Great. Bit of teamwork. Oh, new song? Excuse me? This sounds like a bot? Yes! This is awesome. This song. Megadeth Quartet? It's a way different song, right? It's much less electronic, a lot more hopeful, you know? Love the melodies in it though, very strong. Very much of its time still, but very cool. Yeah, there's still, we have to get to the top of the tower, guys. What is your new dream? Big Sundere, aren't ya? Oh! Decoy! You guys got trolled. Miku's in danger. Dun, dun, dun. I want to read the lyrics to that song again. We still didn't get our answers. What the hell is Ryoko doing? What is Fine doing? Where is Fine? Is Fine at the school? They are chasing after me. Yeah, okay. This song is starting to make more sense. Lots of focus on the heart too in the ED. Something fell from the heavens. Okay. Let's jump into a bit of analysis on episode 10, shall we? Yeah, I guess for this episode in particular, I was kind of not focusing on anything else as much as I probably should have, and this is a good chance to do that now. Now that I'm not thinking about Ryoko as much, I wanted resolution to thing that happened at the start that was all very confusing to me. I just don't really know what was happening, which is weird. I'm going to look through it again now, obviously, but yeah, just very strange. I don't know what to say. Um, and yeah, it kind of stopped me from focusing on the other stuff as much, which was a big kind of resolution-y moment for Chris, which is good. I think it was a long time coming, and yeah, she's kind of joined the fold at least a little bit. Or should shut Steam because getting Steam notifications there. That's funny. So yes, we start off in, I'm calling it like the murder house or the murder mansion. It's very evil mansion. We see people stationed outside. This is revealed to be the same kind of US military external radical force that we've been seeing in the show up to this point that seemingly has associations with Fine. Now, Ryoko is at this computer doing some stuff, doesn't seem in a huge rush, like she's expected to be there, or should be there. She isn't stealing something for Genjiro or something, because she doesn't tell him about it. Seemingly, again, looking up pictures of Hibiki, and then there's her relic there as well. Or not, yeah, you know what I mean. And then is discovered, or, or is defending this place. Again, we don't know where her allegiances really lie. And yeah, she immediately gets shot at and, like, shot in the chest. Like, and I'm like, oh my god, Ryoko's dead. Again, we have a situation where it becomes far easier to read the subs once they're not speaking. You've been too self centered. All the research data about the relics is now ours. Now, this speaks to Fine and Ryoko being on a similar team, having some association, and the kind of militia group, the Americans, let's call them, kind of fighting back and betraying them in some way, right? I guess you don't need me anymore, now that I've opened the way for you. And again, Ryoko uses her power, whatever her power is, the same power that she used to defend Hibiki that one time, which we see play out later in the episode. We see something kind of grow into her skin here as well, right here. Yeah, that's similar to what was happening with Chris and Nehushtan, which makes me think there's some kind of complete relic at play here as well. It's just like your lowly government to intentionally leave so much evidence behind. You aren't being secretive, you aren't being. This isn't very good espionage, you're going full force straight ahead and taking people out. Very pig headed. I don't want to offend any American viewers, but outside perception of America, yeah, kind of. It fits. That childish Uncle Sam hasn't even peered into the depths of black art. We right now are operating so many levels above you, you don't even know. You're basic. She's basically calling them basic. And then, yeah, like a firing squad fires many, many shots into Ryoko, and by the end, she's fine again. She's back. Strange. Again, she has something going on in the whole power department that we don't know about yet, but just a completely, like, massively confusing opening scene, which I'm hoping we get some clarity to soon. This episode is called That Which Our Clasped Hands Bind. Again, talking to the whole hand-holding thing at the end of the episode, I'm guessing. Again, this is the third time I've talked about it in subsequent episodes. This is another nice piece of circular stuff, right? We're starting the episode, or at least the episode after the opening, with talking about the school song. Then the school song comes back right at the end, and we think about what the school song represents. It represents safety, it represents trust in each other, it represents all these other things, right? So we brought that back, and that is establishing Chris finally into the fold, part of the academy that kind of Hibiki and Tsubasa are both a part of in both their schooling and their kind of work outside of school. This is again kind of subverted right there at the end as we learn that the school is actually in danger, that it's kind of been a decoy. This really works, I think. This is some nice multi-layered storytelling using something established in the episode. Again, just makes it a satisfying viewing experience if you watch the episode solo. Yeah, so Miku and Hibiki kind of talk about their love for the school, and then we skip into this scene, where kind of Chris approaches the evil, scary mansion and finds a bunch of dead soldiers. How did they die? Seemingly gunshot wounds again. Chris is immediately followed by Genjiro and a bunch of his kind of goons. Initially, Chris thinks that they're going to blame her for what happened. You know, again, in her life, she's going to not trust these people. She thinks that they'll think that she's at fault. She immediately tries to plea, and then Genjiro is like, yeah, we know, don't you worry. It was done by someone who's been with you and with us from the very beginning. Again, talking that he knows when they have that conversation later, he knows that Ryoko is talking shit, right? Obviously. I think all the other characters are a bit too stupid to pick that up, obviously, but he knows something's up. I'm wondering if he knows Fine's involvement. Either way, Chris's kind of worries are unfounded. There's this message here, I'm guessing left by Ryoko, written in blood. It says, I love you, sayonara, in English. So somebody could read it if they found it. I love you, goodbye. And of course, when they pick up the letter, it sets off a bomb. And yeah, luckily none of the other people were hurt, but obviously Genjiro puts his life before Chris's, much in the way that Hibiki has done before. Look at him, just a Chad. Power stance, one arm up, one arm around the person I'm trying to save. Very superhero stuff. So obviously that note was meant for any kind of US people that were going to kind of find the bodies. Because anybody that knew about this operation and picked up that note is probably bad news as well. I don't think that she suspected that these people would, that kind of the disaster squad would come and find it. Either way, Chris questions Genjiro, why do you keep doing this for me? Why do you keep putting yourself before me? You didn't even have a gear to rely on. Why do you keep doing it? I'm doing it because I'm still an adult compared to you. Again, this word adult. Challenging Chris's preconceived notions. Again, she hates adults. We know this. We know why she hates adults. The part of it that I didn't consider is that she also hates adults because her parents were adults and, they died, leaving her alone. She now thinks that they're naive, right? That they're pursuing this intangible kind of thing of justice, right? That doesn't exist in the real world. Yeah, calling them idealistic cowards. Saving the world with the power of song is another important theme coming through here as well. So, because both of the parents were musicians, right? I thought during the reaction that this could feel a little bit showy. Is that the word? So, say that they are famous musicians, right? And they go to war-torn country because it's good for publicity rather than actually trying to help. It's performative, right? But again, that's putting a lot of weight on somebody that I've literally never seen before. It's just something that I don't like in real life. If you're going to, do charity work and do that kind of stuff, please go there, be on the front lines, provide help. Don't take a few pictures and use them for clout. That's what I'm trying to say. Again, this is probably the stupidest thing Chris has said thus far. Do you want to stop war? Just beat the shit out of anyone who thinks about fighting. This obviously isn't going to work. Like, what are we talking about here? Yeah, fight them to stop them fighting. They won't fight back. It won't cause problems, for sure. Again, Genjiro destroys her with facts and logic here. Could you really stop all wars doing that? You said real adults shouldn't waste their time on wishful thinking. To the contrary, it's because we are adults that we have our own dreams and ideals, and because we're adults, have the power to pursue these. When you're an adult, you get the chance to take all those crazy dreams you had as a kid and make them real. I actually really like this moral. And I think people lose this a lot in trying to be kind of responsible and doing all the right things and this kind of thing. If you have the power to do so, and not everybody does, why not? You're free to do anything. Do anything you want, And it's something that I've had to grapple with myself, where, hey, you have the power to do anything. You're not a kid anymore. Go do it. Whatever you want to do, go do it. And I think people should take this on board. I think it's a good moral. I really can't extrapolate it very well, but I agree with it immensely. Your parents didn't do it for idealistic reasons. They wanted to change the world for the better. Aren't you trying to do the same thing? They wanted to show you the unyielding truth that dreams can be fulfilled. And then, he goes on to say, it's because they loved you and you shouldn't hate them for that. And Genjiro moves forward in the conversation. Chris starts to break down. And then, cuddle and cry. Pretty nice emotional sequence there. Bit out of nowhere, but I guess it works for what it is. Again, kind of wrapping up this scene. You're not alone as you think you are. Wherever our paths cross, I think they'll meet up again soon as the end of the episode. Then this is funny. Kind of Chris talks like literally. Let me get the line back up. Hold up. Now this is a pretty funny scene too. Chris says, "Do you really think that friends can go to enemies that quickly, or enemies can go to friends that quickly? Excuse me. That's pretty idealistic coming from an adult who knows how harsh the world is. Isn't this literally what we were talking about in the last scene?" And then Genjiro's like, "Yeah, you're pretty difficult, aren't you?" Thought that was funny. He gives her like the phone. The phone also has money on it. It is phone and credit card. So buy yourself some food, get yourself some shelter, do all these other things. It'll also buzz when we need you. Again, slowly integrating her into the fold. And then because she receives this, kind of Chris returns the favor by giving Genjiro some information. Fine mentions something called Kadingir, or Kadingir, I should say. Kadingir is complete. Again, I think it's a Sumerian word they said for kind of into heavens. Again, this whole godhood separation from humanity thing that I think we're going towards, right? Again, and we can extrapolate that further. Separation from humanity, what makes us human, are the songs human, which side of the song is human and which side is God, and yeah, anyway. Songs of destruction versus songs of hope. Lots of themes pushing forward. It's actually quite nice. Now, this is an interesting scene here. We get kind of this phone conversation between Hibiki, Tsubasa, and Genjiro. We've got a lead. Ryoko still hasn't reported in, so we still don't know where Ryoko is. And this is where Hibiki reveals some previously unknown information to, I'm guessing, some of the people, or maybe something that Genjiro always suspected. If something happens to her, she'll just go all bang boom like she did when she protected me. Then yes, Tsubasa rebuttals. Sakurai has no combat training. I doubt that she'll be able to do anything like that. Well, what do you mean? She did that in front of me before. She has similar powers to Genjiro, right? We all know this, right? We don't know this. Again, she's looking very, very suspect, like an imposter. Sus. All these words. And that's when Ryoko joins the call, right? Right at this moment. Sound only. Doesn't want anybody to see her condition at the moment, considering that she's still kind of been shot. Genjiro's eyes start to narrow here. He definitely suspects something. So they start to ask Ryoko about Kadingir. It's an ancient Sumerian word that refers to divine existence, and we think at this point that it's a tower, but I always thought that it was implied to be the armor that Fine was wearing that one time, but maybe I could be getting that wrong. Either way, it wasn't the tower that they thought it was. Again, whoever's planned this is pretty smart because they put the decoy in just the right place with the just right kind of justifiable evidence to prove so, and then attack the school and subsequently the base. This is a bit of a weird part. It's like, Kadingia, I wonder what that means. I tried searching for it on the internet, but all I got were game walkthroughs. What does this mean? Weird. Is there some game that uses Kadingia as a term? Or a, part of the lore? So we're all looking up stuff about Kadingia, and then, hey, I've detected 3 massive flying noise. No, wait, 4, and they're all converging on this one point. This point is a large tower in Tokyo. I don't know if it is the Tokyo Tower, but yeah, kind of 4 planes heading towards one location. I don't understand why initially the girls don't know where to go. Like, look up. They're planes. You can see them in the sky. They're pretty hard to miss. I love Subasa's outfit in this episode. She puts on this kind of banging jacket, like a cool biking Top Gun and son of a gun. Yeah, it makes it look really awesome. Cool costumes from Subasa in these 2 episodes for sure. I'm guessing that's why we saw this part. If worse comes to worse, Miku, you may have to evacuate the school and lead everyone into the underground shelter. And of course, we're going here in the next few episodes. We're still speaking to this theme where Miku feels a little bit inadequate, doesn't feel like she should help as much as, or can help as much as she thinks she should. And just a quick reinforcing of the theme here, Lydian's somewhere you can always call home. Chris doesn't have a home. Let's introduce her into the fold even more. Great stuff. Just a little reminder in case you forgot the first scene of the episode. It also gives Hibiki the idea later on to pursue this whole idea with Chris in that conflict. Kohinata Miku is the sunshine that warms me up. Great. And little handhold here, little blush. And yeah, don't forget the shooting stars. It's still the shooting stars. Don't forget the shooting stars. Now that we've got our little cliffhanger right there at the end, I'm wondering if the largely, I don't know, foreshadowed is the right word, but it's something that the story should do. Put the threat to Miku and then show what Hibiki does. We did a little bit of this in episode 8, but not really. If Miku is in mortal peril, will Hibiki stay the same? Will she still do all the things that she's normally done, or will there be some kind of change there? Will she need to get stronger to save her? Either way, this is a much more of a fateful goodbye now with the context that we have. This guy has the idea, if they're all converging on the Sky Tower, could the Kadingir be the Sky Tower itself and it be kind of, I don't know, right in front of our eyes, hiding right in plain sight? It serves as a central control node for radio-based communication and video transmission. Is that kind of also what the planes are doing? Are they blocking any transmissions, therefore that the calls can't get through to the girls that the school is being attacked? Either way, it's a really good decoy. I understand why they fell for it. Hibiki gets a kind of helicopter ride, bringing her into the zone of the fight. Again, I forget that they can't fly. I don't know why I think they can fly. I think most of the place has been evacuated by now, but they still drop a lot of noise down below to, attack the people that remain, I guess, and prove as a distraction to the girls that are pursuing the planes. There's two pretty awesome little transformation sequences here. The same kind of sequence plays out, but both Tsubasa and Miku do it whilst in motion, and I think it looks pretty cool. So Hibiki did it whilst falling through the sky, charges up her giant fist, and punches through the plane. In contrast, we get Tsubasa doing it whilst jumping off of her motorbike, which is just really sick. We see an immediate blue flash, killing a lot of the noise that are falling out of the plane. Hibiki suggests that they use the helicopter to kind of, again, do the same thing that Hibiki just did, but the helicopter gets immediately taken out by the noise. So they're kind of, not on the right... They can't raise themselves up, is my point. They can't fly, so they can't fight the threat. They potentially need somebody with a ranged weapon to help them. Again, noise flying directly towards them, and they're all shot out of the air, the music changes, and we get a massive reveal. We get Chris appearing in an absolute, power stance, shooting all the noise out of the sky. And of course, she doesn't want to be here. She was just, in the neighborhood. She didn't want to help. But she did. Again, very tsundere. We love to see it. And yeah, this is kind of our big moment where the three characters that have been fighting up to this point actually unite and fight together. Thank you, Chris. I knew you would join us sooner or later. Hibiki just immediately sees through it all. That's great. No, don't. How are you even listening? I'm a tsundere. What are we doing here? We get the same, or at least similar, song from Chris here that we've seen before. It's kind of the kick-ass rock song. We see a different song later, though, and I want to talk about that one. We get Chris and Tsubasa bumping into each other as they fight. Tsubasa's like, hey, come to your senses, do you wish to fight alone? Chris is like, I'm always alone, and I'll turn on you now if you want to fight. Let's go right now. And then, of course, Hibiki jumps in again. It's hand-holding time, baby. It's the Lydian setup into this, right? A little bit of the Lydian theme plays here at some point, too. Let's literally all hold hands and sing Kumbaya and it'll all be okay. There's a nice little kind of conceit here as well. I can't generate my armed gear, right? I don't have a weapon in both of my hands. But that's a good thing as well, because I can hold your hands like this instead. I could be your support. Nice little message there. I think it's pretty cool. And again, linking this whole thing in with the Lydian theme. This causes Tsubasa to put her weapon down and urge Chris to do the same thing. Here, Chris posits, is her idiocy contagious? And Tsubasa says, yes, it is. Great. And look at this dumb smile on Hibiki's face. And while they were doing this, of course, the threat is still at hand. So we need to formulate a plan. What do we need to do? So Chris is essentially going to charge up a bunch of energy and then release it all at once and destroy all the adversaries. But what does she need for this to happen? You'd be totally defenseless while this happens, so we'll need to protect Chris. Again, very simple. Chris is going to charge up attack. We're going to fight and protect her. Again, building upon all the kind of sacrifices we've been doing for Chris up to this point. And this is when we kind of lead into our new song as well. I really liked this new song. I thought it was a different type of music, you know what I mean? Less kind of technical, less electronic, more of like a traditional J-pop song, I guess you could call. I think I heard some guitar in there, you know. But the melodies were really nice. So this is one of the first ones that really I would be like, hey, I would listen to that on my own. You know what I mean? Outside of the context of the show. So yeah, really love this song from Chris. Great moment in the episode. And of course, I'm going to read through the lyrics because, of course, this is like the big turning point song. What could this feeling be? My heart was all messed up. The warmth I felt when others reached out to me was nice. My heart and soul is full of light and strength now, firing up my soul. Rage, restraint, my passion, all of it. Look at the sky, I won't let it go again now that I've found it. I'll never ever waver again, I'll see my dreams through. And yeah, this is talking to what Genjiro was talking about in the start of the episode. Great. Seems that we've had a genuine change of heart out of Chris and it's going to stick around. We're not going to waver again, right? We're not going to, talk to Miku for a bit and then run away. And we're not going to talk to Genjiro for a bit and then run away. We're not going to get saved by Hibiki again and then run away. We're here for good. At least I hope that's what this means. It was getting a little bit tiresome. I'll listen to the feelings in my soul, a requiem of conviction. My song, the song of the future, will slash apart the twisted fakes. I was finally able to realize I'd found it. I think that's the most important line there. It was right in front of me the whole time. I found what I was looking for. And yeah, we did it, everyone. Hooray! And then we get this whole thing, Hibiki being touchy-feely, Chris not liking it, blushing a lot, tsundere, tsundere, tsundere. And then, yeah, I guess Tsubasa just being a third party in all of it. And yes, of course, Chris has this new dream that she wants to pursue. It's not about you, Hibiki, it's about getting back at Fine, and it's about my dream. Blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah, Hibiki gets a phone call. I bet it's nothing bad at all that we need to worry about at all. Hibiki, it's Miku. Lydian is under attack by the... Then boop, boop, boop. Oh, shit. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where we end the episode, right? Yeah, jump into the ED. Yeah, they're in trouble. That was a big decoy, and you guys all fell for it, and you feel good because of it, but there's actually bad stuff going on. And I don't know what Ryoko's part in it is at all. And that's the intriguing part. Because, like, Fine's obviously bad, but I don't know what Ryoko's doing, like, at all. What an intriguing character, seriously. And of course, I read through the ED again just as we finished, and yeah, it makes a lot more sense now. I still don't know what all these hands reaching for the shooting star are, but I digress. So yeah, all in all, 2 pretty good episodes there. 2 great little songs. I really enjoyed Tsubasa's song in the first episode that we watched today, as well as kind of Chris's song just there at the end. Tangible development for both Tsubasa and Chris in these episodes, which is nice. A little bit of plot intrigue with Ryoko that I kind of can't stop thinking about. And yeah, Hibiki and Miku doing their thing as well. Just continuing on the themes that we've had a lot throughout most of the show so far. It's nice to see some consistent through lines. Again, I'll talk to the circular nature of the episodes, making them feel complete. Yeah, just a good time. Good time so far. Production's definitely but yeah, there's more than enough here to chew on to make up for it. Either way, thank you very much for watching this week. Just going to drop my shill stuff one more time. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation, comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you would like me to follow you back. And the Discord. Join Discord, talk about Symphogear in Discord, or anything else, or make suggestions for new shows, or vote in polls, or anything like that. Either way, thank you very much for watching this week, and yeah, I'll try to do 3 next week, but either way, I'll catch you then. Rightio. Catch you later.